I know what you're thinking. Pod, why are you curse bringing a gun from year one back into the meta? And it's because it's that good. And I know if you guys played in year one and you actually unlocked the Necrochasm, it was definitely a Vault Queen. Not a lot of people use it because, well, nobody wants to self-inflict that kind of pain on themselves. So I understand why you may be reluctant to whip this thing out and dust it off. But trust me when I tell you, this thing is basically an exotic doctrine of passing, and if you've played Crucible at all in the last few weeks, you know exactly how awesome and destructive the doctrine can be. So, it's an exotic that can actually evolve. It starts off as the Husk of the Pit, evolves into the Eidolon Alley, hits its final form in the Necrochasm, and oh, it's pretty. It truly is. So, this thing's got a maxed out rate of fire of 100. It's super intimidating impact of 2. A range of 19, stability is 64, and a reload speed of 76. The reload speed's pretty solid. Stability, though it is quite high, it's very hard to handle the rebellious recoil on this weapon, so even though it is high, there's still going to be a little tug of war. This thing comes in with a whopping 900 rounds per minute. That's the highest fire rate in the game, I believe. And for auto rifles, the next closest rate of fire is 600. So that's pretty impressive. Reload speed right there, just shy of 2.5 seconds. Aim assist is 75%, which is pretty high for the category, and a mag capacity of 54. So what we have here, folks, is one of the highest rate of fire, lowest impact weapons in the game, and though that seems really weird, this thing just melts people like butter in close quarters. Absolutely amazing. 16 damage to the cranium, killing in 13 shots total, and 0.86 seconds. 13 damage to the body, torso, and everywhere else, and 16 shots, killing in a second flat. So, worst case scenario with this weapon, the slowest time to kill you can have is a second, and that's extremely high for most weapons, and assuming you land those precision shots, it's going to be even higher. Catch is, you're not going to. This is one of those guns where the stats are quite deceiving. Oh my god, worst case scenario? It's going to take me a whole second to kill. Why don't I use this gun all the time? Well, I've got an answer for you. It's because you're going to miss shots with this weapon. But I've got some strategies to help you improve the quality and time to kill with this weapon. So, number one, what you got to understand is you're going to miss shots. A lot of them are just your initial shots, which you'll see right here. That total time to kill, even with hitting that many precision shots, was probably about a 1.15 time to kill. It took me 17 shots to kill that guy right there. And that was with that many headshots. Right here, you're going to notice a little bit of a difference as well. That took me 23 shots to kill him with. So if in 16 shots is a second flat, that kill right there was probably closer to about 1.4 seconds time to kill, which is not very fast, to be honest. So there's some that are going to take a while, and other times you're just going to bush hog the whole team. So you need to know what to do and how to optimize that quick time to kill and the rate of fire. The good thing of this gun, even though you're going to miss shots, is it's extremely good at harassing people. It's annoying. It's like a woodpecker to the face. This thing is just going to constantly poke and poke and poke at the enemies, and it's going to make them flinch, it's going to make them miss, it's going to scare them, because instead of you just chunking health away, it just burns them down like a fuse, man. The health is there, and then all of a sudden it just, whoop, it's gone. And that's what makes it so damn effective. And that means you need to land as many as you can in consecutive portions, and how to do this is obvious. Now, a lot of people recommend people to use aggressive ballistics on this weapon. What it does is that amps up the damage for body shots and headshots by 1 damage, and though that may not seem like a big difference, it actually cuts down on the time to kill by 1 bullet. But to you, probably 1 bullet's not that big a deal. It does change the damage threshold for the weapon enough so that when you are killing somebody, it takes 1 less body shot and 1 less headshot to kill someone, making the time to kill technically faster. But because of that, you're going to have more recoil, ultimately making the gun harder and slower to kill. So I would recommend veering away from the aggressive ballistics. Some people like it, some people don't. That's preference. So I say just tamper with it, try it a few different ways. I think I have CQB ballistics on mine. I think it's the only one that doesn't really hurt the stability, and as I said, stability's the big one. This gun also has Cascade on it. To me, that's not a very valuable perk on the weapon. It's not going to trigger quite often, and rarely will it ever benefit you when it does trigger. So, not too special. The Cursebringer perk. This is the perk that makes this gun really cool. The gun itself is called the Necrochasm. Necro generally means death, something along the lines of that. And a chasm is like a gorge, a big canyon. So the fact that when you get a kill and a headshot and it triggers that, you hear all of those screams, it's not a bunch of people having anal. It's truly the gates of hell opening. It's a big death canyon. So this thing is supposed to open up and allow those dead spirits to come out and scream. And I think that's a cool feature. Just something to like let you think about a little in case you did not know that. So that to me is pretty cool. But because of that, that feature does come in handy every once in a while. I feel like because of that being its exotic perk, it needs to do more damage. It's already hard enough to have somebody in the explosion vicinity. It unfortunately only does about half the health to the guy. It takes away the shields for the most part. And though that's significant, that's, you know, obviously allowing you to spend half the damage that you need to finish off that other guy, it will come in handy. I just feel like it should give more. Personally, this is a great perk to have on control. Like when they're all just clustered onto one B objective or something and you just get a headshot on one of them, it blows up. All the other guys near him are already at like half health. Now, does not mean you're necessarily going to pick them off, but if you got teammates to help you, you're really going to take over that whole objective, and that's where some of the big flash and allure of this weapon comes into play. The biggest and most important perk, and this is not something I can say often for this perk, because it really only matters on some of the higher rate of fire weapons in the game, Zen Moment. Zen Moment allows you to get increased stability over landing consecutive shots on an enemy, and with a gun like this, this is extremely beneficial, and this is where you cut down on your time to kill. This perk is what allows you to get some quicker time to kills, and you will notice this. So what you do knowing this gun has that perk is you always try to start, even though it's a hard thing to break yourself, you always try to start shooting center mass. Go for the chest, go for the stomach where it's a larger target, let a few of those shots hit the body to start chaining that extra stability from the Zen Moment perk, and then slowly scale to the head. So you'll notice it when you use this weapon. You'll see exactly how hard the recoil is, but after you land a few shots, you're kind of like, shit, I got this. Watch me. And you can understand exactly how confident you can be, but you have to land those first few shots till you can have that confidence. And like I said, one of the best things to make sure you get a quick time to kill with this weapon is to start going for the body first, and then slowly ascend to the top area. So take what you learned today. Go out there, dust this thing off, and have some fun in the Crucible. It's an absolutely amazing weapon, and I know you're scared because I know exactly how terrible this gun used to be back in the day. It was a butter stats. It was absolutely cool in every other way besides actually using it. And though it may be intimidating to use, understand that it shares the same category as the Doctrine, and a lot of people love that weapon. And honestly, in my opinion, that is the best archetype in the game for auto rifles right now. The Doctrine is probably the best one in the game. The Necrochasm is right up there with it, and though it's an exotic, it's got some pretty cool perks with that Zen Moment tackled in there. So, I don't know. Give it a go. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. For those that are curious, you can still acquire this weapon, even if you're a new Year 2 player. It's going to take you a little while. You're going to need friends to get together and get that done. But it's an absolute beast of a weapon, and it totally gets my stamp of approval. It's pretty cool. I have a lot of fun. I actually equip this on the regular and use it. It's not just something I put on for a gun review. I like using this weapon, and it's a very strong one. It's one of the few guns that can contest the meta right now. And boom, headshot. Takes the half-health the other guy away. Boom, headshot. Woohoo! Thanks for watching, guys. Hit that subscribe button. Do it, or I'll punch your face with my mouth.
Enemy captured Zone B. Double down. Zone B neutralized. Zone B secure. Heavy ammo inbound. Victory imminent. Heavy ammo available. Zones controlled. Targets eliminated. Nice work.
Hope you enjoyed the gameplay. Drop the 40 bomb. Click the subscribe button. Stay tuned for future gun reviews. If you want to continue browsing the channel, check out one of the recommended ones on your screen.